Oh, are you?
Hi there, guys. We are Not Quite Mint, and welcome to what is going to be the first of a range of videos where we're going to be putting the spotlight on either popular artists and writers from obviously comic books. In this particular one, we're going to be focusing on a particular artist that Tom has a little bit of an obsession with. If you've been watching us since we started the channel about a month or so ago, you'll have heard this guy being mentioned, and you might be getting the feeling that Tom does kind of obviously enjoy this guy's art. Of course, we're going to be talking about J Scott Campbell.
The man.
And I like J Scott Campbell's work as well, but we're actually going to be treated to having a look through Tom's J Scott Campbell collection. I haven't seen before, and we've got various books spread around here, and it's amazingly impressive.
Mental.
Yeah. So I'm going to hand over to Tom, and he's going to basically guide me through the collection as we get to show it to you guys as well. So hopefully you enjoy this.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
This is the future. Evolution.
Okay then, guys, we're going to get straight into this collection, but if you do obviously want to see more videos like this, as well as obviously other weekly comic book reviews and all that kind of stuff, obviously do make sure you're subscribed. We do have Twitter, Instagram and a Facebook page, so if you have one of those mediums, either follow us on all of them or whichever one obviously applies to you. We do giveaways and stuff like that as well from time to time, so it's well worth being involved.
Absolutely.
For that. This is obviously a video focusing on J Scott Campbell, and obviously Tom's really awesome collection of J Scott Campbell books, really.
So firstly, mate,
Yeah.
what is your history, or what do you know of J Scott Campbell so far?
I think because I don't know when obviously J Scott Campbell first started, but I know that having visited Comic Cons way back in the, well, when I say Comic Cons, I mean Comic Con in San Diego back in the early sort of like 2000s, so about 19 years ago. I think that was where I bought my first ever J Scott Campbell book. I'll be honest, I was sort of like late teens, early 20s during that period of time, and I was drawn to his artwork because of basically he draws very, very attractive female forms. So
Yeah, he does.
Kind of pin-up style.
Which he's had a lot of stick for.
Yeah, which is a shame because that's his style, isn't it?
It is his style. I mean, this is one of the reasons that I like J Scott Campbell. He comes from a similar background to myself, of originally looking into animation.
Yeah.
So he drew a lot of animated characters. He's got a lot of a Disney-esque style to his artwork.
Very true, yeah.
So I've always resonated to him because of that. I mean, himself, he likes Disney, so that's how I got into him. He's an American artist. He is part of the co-founder of Cliffhanger.
Okay.
So he did that with Joe. I don't know if you've heard of Joe Mad. He does a lot of video game stuff now. And then there's Herbert Aramis. He was also part of Cliffhanger, and they founded it together. And they did the Danger Girl comics, which then went on to become a video game. But previous to that, he did Gen 13, which is amazing. He did it for Wildstorm, which is part of DC now. I don't think it was at the time, but it is part of DC now. And that was one of his first comics. He did interiors for that. But he's made a career over the last few years of just being a cover artist, and he's happy just being a cover artist. I mean, he's incredible as a cover artist, and it's become a bit of a culture now that you can go on his website, you can pick up his exclusives that are hit on his website. You can pick up pretty much most comics now from Marvel have got a J Scott Campbell cover on it. He did one for Spawn, which I'll show, and he did a few for DC. Yeah, I mean, they say don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to meet J Scott Campbell at New York Comic Con. I went to a lunch. I met him. This
was last year, wasn't it?
This was last year, 2019. Absolutely spot on guy. If you do, they say don't meet your heroes. I think that just didn't apply to J Scott Campbell at all. He was a really nice guy, really down to earth. I spent a lot of time talking to him about restaurants I could go to in New York, and he gave me a lot of advice about how I could me and my wife to be went, and he gave a lot of advice on what we could do as a couple, rather with not any comic book orientation. So it's really nice on that fact, because like he wasn't just talking to me, he was talking to Charlotte as well, which was really, really cool. So he wasn't just constantly talking about comic books, which I didn't expect him to anyway. But you know, when you go and you meet people that are interested in comic books, you think all we're going to talk about is comic books and art. But he actually talked about other things, and I got to meet his wife, who's absolutely lovely. She's really nice. Stupid, fun, quite silly story. I booked my J Scott Campbell lunch under my wife's name by accident. So when I turned up, they were expecting to meet Charlotte. So for the entire lunch, they referred to me as Charlotte. So that was quite a nice bit of banter. And the lovely thing is the following couple of days later, we actually met him at the Comic-Con. He remembered me and my partner Charlotte, and if you just pass me that thing over there in the corner.
This one over there.
Yeah.
I'll grab it.
So I told him about one of my favourite covers that he did years ago, which is Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows cover. I've got it, I'll show it.
Book, yeah.
And I told him that because it's a wedding orientated, I said that we're probably going to have these, because we were originally going to have comic book covers on our wedding tables, and each table was going to have a different comic book relating to a wedding, like.
Yeah.
And I was going to have this one on the top table because it's a beautiful, beautiful piece, and she's got like the webbing all round in a dress, and I think it's a beautiful piece. I love it. Mm-hmm. So he did this, and he signed it to Charlotte. Didn't charge us for it. Gave it to us as a thank you for liking his artwork. I mean, you can't get nicer than that.
I think that's fantastic.
And he had the time to actually stop and talk to us at the Comic-Con. He actually took time to talk to us, and what a lovely, lovely guy. Even his staff that work for him on his table were amazing. I mean, the lady who organised the whole lunch, she was telling me about how she draws murderous stick men. So I really hope that she does that as an actual thing. Like, she comes out and does a comic book with J Scott doing that. That'd be amazing. Anyway, shall I show the collection? Because then I can continue to talk about him as a person all day long.
All day long. I mean, one of the things that I will mention while Tom sorts this out.
Well, I'll just get this first lot.
One thing that I've done recently was purchase one of J Scott Campbell's mystery boxes, and we've recorded a video where me and basically I showed Tom what you get out of a mystery box. So again, let us know down in the comments, obviously, if you're a J Scott Campbell fan,
or even if you're not, tell us why not.
Yeah, just tell us. If you didn't like his art, everybody's opinion's valid on this channel. We're not gonna penalise anybody for a differing view than ours. It's not what we're about. But yeah, I bought this mystery box, and I'll be honest, I didn't really know a great deal about it, but we're going to get that video uploaded in probably a week or so's time, and so if you're curious of what how sort of genuine and generous, because I was really pleased with what I got out of the
and some of the stuff we did get, say you got out of the box once I'd opened it, was genuinely quite rare stuff. I mean, I've got some of them in here that I've paid good money for.
Yeah, so it's like it's an interesting video to watch again, and sort of speaks volumes for like the sort of value for money and how generous obviously J Scott actually is in the products that he produces. So so just keep your eye open for that video as well, guys. So Tom.
Well, I'm just going to pass them over, but so this is a really nice cover. This is his Amazing Spider-Man. I can't remember what issue it is. It says on the back.
15.
15, but it's Iron Spider Mary Jane. Really, really nice. I've heard a lot of rumours that, and this is another Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, #, Amazing Spider-Man 2. He did quite a few different covers to this one. So this, I think, is cover A, and that's cover C.
Yeah.
That one's cover B, but this is the Virgin cover, so there's no bits and pieces on it.
Oh, right. Well, the Virgin cover is obviously generally very, very, very sought after, so that's a really nice piece. Is this one of the ones where... Is that number 2 as well?
They're all the same one.
He does
it's all the same. They're in like a series.
Yeah. I remember this one.
But you see, he's had a lot of stick for people saying that he's essentially just all he's done is redraw the same thing.
Yeah.
But I've seen the originals of these. It's not like he's redrawn them in digital or gone away and just rubbed out one character and redraw it in for the next thing. They are all actually different.
Unique.
It's all unique. Yeah. And this is E of that one. This one's my favourite one of this collection. Of that particular group. That's Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen,
absolutely beautiful cover. I've heard a lot of rumours that people have said that the guy can't tell a story with his artwork. I disagree.
Okay.
I think he can, and I think the emotion in the character says it all. And I think that's because he comes from some slightly comes from a yeah, and this one's one of my favourites as well.
Oh, cool.
So it's the Red Goblin.
Ah.
So it's Carnage basically, but it's the Red Goblin. Sticking with Spider-Man because this is what the pile I've got.
Yeah.
This is the one with Captain America on it. This
cool.
is I think this is 15. Is this 15 as well?
Number
2.
Number 2.
Amazing Spider-Man 11. Black Cat. Now Rich has got one of these. They came in his
yeah.
What's it one? I think.
Yeah, possibly. I can't remember what I've got in there. So
these are some of the classic
I have to
covers.
rewatch the video.
These are going back now into some of these classic covers from when he first started working for Marvel. This one's one of my favourites. This one's actually signed by Dan Slott.
I think I've got that one. I have a feeling I've got that.
Well, these are regular covers, but this one isn't. But that one is a regular cover. This one's a regular cover, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you've got the Dan Scott signature on that one.
I do indeed.
Yeah.
This is where I'm just going to keep passing comics over to Rich.
Yeah, there's lots
so
for us
much
to go through. So
these ones are good. So I got these from Midtown Comics.
Oh, okay.
And they're connecting covers.
Oh yeah.
It's Amazing Spider-Man 1.
That's really.
And I think this is Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Possibly. It doesn't actually say on them because they're Virgin covers. Now these two.
Yeah, that's definitely number 1.
These two I got from this man for my birthday.
Oh yeah, I remember getting these. Yeah.
Yeah. Renew Your Vows issue 1.
Yeah.
A and B colour.
That's right. Yeah.
Again, these are from J Scott Campbell's website. These particular ones.
Yeah, you can see like a lot of the ones that you get from J Scott's website. You get these certificates of authenticity, and always obviously tell you what the book is and everything. So that's a nice touch as well.
Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 25. This is one of my favourite covers. I just like the dynamic of it.
Yeah. It's cool. It's a big comic, that one.
And I think that's exactly the same one. Amazing Spider-Man. No, that's not issue 1.
Yeah, that's another.
That was the reboot last year at some point.
Ah, cool.
Here it is. One of my holy grails.
Ah, here
this
we
is
go.
the actual comic.
Yes.
And I was lucky enough to get this signed at New York Comic Con.
Is that one of the ones?
This is one of the ones I took with me, and this is when I sat there and told them about the whole, wedding situation and stuff. But I don't know how you can't say he can't tell a story. I mean, I think it says exactly what it is on the tin. What's going on? This is another regular cover. I don't think this one is. That's Amazing Spider 10. That's from 2019, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
These are the older covers that I think are regular.
It's always hard to tell because obviously that one does say variant.
Oh, that one's variant.
So yeah, but like a lot of them, yeah.
See, Rich knows more than I do.
But
I collect the bloody things.
I think that one's like a not variant, but they go through so many different.
No, this goes back to
one of his.
This is like one of his first Marvel ones, and I actually think there's a very massive hint of Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man in these ones. I think it's very Todd McFarlane, this kind of art style.
Yeah, the
going
style
back.
and, like the line work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Renew Your Vows again, issue 1.
Yeah, so.
We're only doing the Spider-Man ones. I think we might have to pause after that.
Yeah.
Secret Wars. This one I went for the black and white cover on this one because I preferred it to the colour version. Because he does do black and white and Virgin covers. So Amazing Spider-Man 8. I think it's a homage to one of the original Spider-Man comics.
Oh yeah, is that? I've seen that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what issue it is off the top of my head.
Is it anything like the Mysterio one? Not Mysterio. Oh, Div. More Morbius.
Possibly Morbius. Yeah.
It's sorry the way Black Cat is there maybe, but yeah.
It's Amazing Spider-Man 1.4, but I don't really know what that's 1.44. And then that's Amazing Spider-Man issue 1.
Yep.
This is another one I love. I actually really like this one because it's a throwback to J Scott Campbell did some statue designs, and this is some of the concept art from one of the statue designs.
Cool. That's 14A.
So you guys have probably seen these. These are all standard covers.
Oh, these from Black Cat.
These are Black Cat.
So this is the current run of Black Cat.
So these are all the standard covers.
Yeah.
From Black Cat. I mean, they're all beautiful. I mean, I don't think you can knock them that bad.
No. Yeah, they're cool.
This is still only like a 10th.
Yeah.
Get a bit quicker on. Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Fantastic Four.
Right, so this is a Black Cat variant cover that I got that I thought was really nice.
Is that one of the incentive?
One of the incentive
ones,
one
of the So retailer. So I don't know what that was. One in 20 or something bonkers.
So this is one of the rarer ones. This is a Superior Spider-Man one with Venom and Spider-Man on the front. It's quite a rare one to get hold of. I'm quite chuffed that I managed to get that one.
And signed.
Now this one is a Venom issue. I think it's issue one. Issue 1.
Yeah.
Signed by Donny Cates. From the Nice Comic Con 2018. I was lucky enough to meet Donny Cates.
So
he actually came over
bottom,
and spoke to me at my art stand and told me how good my artwork was.
Oh yeah, because obviously always remember that Tom himself does do his own art and sort of like comic inspired sort of compositions and bits and bobs like that, don't you? So
yeah, this one's a slight cop out because it actually isn't the Venom comic you could probably think it is. This is a Mexican comic with the same artwork on from Venom, so it's actually easier to get hold of than the actual US version of this comic.
Interesting.
Which is hard to get hold of.
Yeah,
the J Scott Campbell
if
version.
anybody watches Comic Tom 101, he talks a lot about like these foreign
it's worth getting them if you want if you want it for the artwork,
it's
like
the artwork,
I do. Scarlet Spider, that's quite a good one.
Yeah.
Then we got the Spider Gwens. These are the only 2 Spider Gwen ones I've got. And then we're back to Venom.
And we're back to Venom.
Cool, that's all the Amazing Spider-Mans, or the Spider-Man variants I've got. And then now we're on to the X-Men.
I think the thing for me as well, what this collection demonstrates, is where people say about like that he sort of goes against those people who would say that J Scott's like sexualises the female form and things like that.
I think it shows he does a lot.
He does, yeah. He's very good at obviously drawing that style of like the female form.
Yeah.
And he's very like svelte and sexy, if you like. But at the same time, you know, we're talking about superheroes. I don't know many other like you don't see that. You see that with most female superheroes.
Exactly.
That's the way that they're drawn. So.
I think he got given a lot of crap last year on Twitter about it, and I think it was unnecessary because you can see that he's a stylized characters, not necessarily depicting anyone in any particular way.
That's right.
This is a glow in the dark cover.
Ah, cool.
From
again,
San Diego, I believe.
There, your case in point there is that's an absolutely amazing Wolverine cover.
There's a female Wolverine.
Just amazing. So yeah.
Old X-23. This is one of my favourites. It's a Psylocke cover, and it's again a rare one, and I got this one signed at New York Comic Con as well.
So there you go.
Now, I didn't know this was J Scott Campbell, this one. When I first picked it up, this is one of my first comics I ever had. One of the first ones I picked up.
Oh, it's a What If.
But I didn't realise it was a J Scott Campbell. I really didn't.
Yeah, it's like...
Because it doesn't look like him
it's
now.
almost like, if you look at that, he's sort of known for very, I would say, like quite clean lines.
Yeah.
Like very definite, like, you know, borders and outlines and things like that. Whereas that, there's not... Like, if you look at that, he's... You know, you compare those two, that's his more typical ones where you get this like sort of black outline around like the legs and stuff, whereas this one hasn't got that, so it's a lot softer edges. So it's that I find that interesting. I'm not much of a, as I say, I'm not an artist as such, but I can sort of see those subtleties.
Uncanny X-Force, Uncanny X-Men. This one's nice. I like this one. This is the Uncanny X-Men 19 from Marvel Now. I quite like this one as a cover.
Oh, cool.
Just because I like Magic. She's one of my favourite characters.
Yeah, well, again, hence why you're looking forward to seeing New Mutants.
This one I think is amazing. I like the idea of that it's Deadpool, and then you've got all the X-Force inside, like in Deadpool's shadow.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice. I got this one signed at New York Comic Con as well. These are quite nice. These are like a collection. They all come together. They're all Uncanny X-Men. This is C and B.
Yeah.
And then I've got D and E. And then these should be A and B, in theory. Oh no, A and F. But my beautiful wife got me these. My beautiful wife-to-be even.
That's lovely.
And then Conan the Barbarian. He's done Conan. But you see, I think he's depicted Conan quite well.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, the thing is, though, that's the thing, isn't it, with like Conan, he's like this muscle-bound barbarian. He's a barbarian.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, isn't it?
So, yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. X.
Okay, I've never seen that one.
Now, this is the same one. I mean, if anyone's got X-Men Gold 30 and doesn't want to open the sleeve, that's what inside. That's what inside it.
Ah, cool. Oh, so another wedding one.
Yeah, yeah.
Another wedding one.
There isn't. I've got another one of them as well. These are again 2 more I wanted to have at my wedding.
Oh, got you.
Couple of X-Men Golds.
Yeah. So did they have different? Did they have mystery covers inside of them or something?
Only that one did. Yeah. The rest didn't. The rest are all just like standard or J Scott's originals. Okay. Extraordinary X-Men. And another Extraordinary X-Men. And another X-Men Blue. The nice ones about these X-Men Blue ones, and I think one of the X-Men Gold ones, is he did a range of 3. So this is the current team, and the other 2 he did were the team from back in the 80s, and then the other one was like more of a monochrome version of the team.
Yep.
Then you've got X-Men Black. Mm-hmm. This is where I've got to get the other thing now, because the rest of them are in this one. I have actually got a surprise for Rich at the end of this video. I'm not giving him anything, but I've got some J Scott Campbell's I bet he didn't even know existed. X-Men 92. These ones I like. Did you read this series? X-Men 92.
I didn't read that.
Very cool. Very worth reading. It's my New York Comic Con exclusive from last year even, 2019.
Was that glow in the dark?
That's glow in the dark as well, yeah. A versus X. My Inhumans issue 1 is like rocking horse poo. Cannot get it for love nor money. So happy I picked that one up. One of my favourites. Secret Wars.
Cool.
Issue 9.
Are they? Is it Secret Wars that they're rumouring that it may be a big part of this like Phase 4 thing?
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah, because it features like Inhumans and all those kind of like merges a lot of the
kind of worlds
like
together.
X-Men and it's
New Mutants, both magic.
Cool.
I mean, these aren't very horror, so I don't see why they're doing the film horror.
Sony's fault.
Sony, always Sony, mate.
Sony, mate.
Couple extra ones from the X-Men Black series. So you've got Magneto, Mystique, Emma Frost, and the Juggernaut, who is actually probably one of my favourite X-Men bad guys, I would say.
Sweet.
Not because he's massive. Maybe because he's massive. The Wedding Special, X-Men.
So another wedding one.
Another wedding one. X-Men issue 1.
Yeah, so that's Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde, yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I just looked at that and I was like, why is it a leg like that? But she's obviously like phasing
through Colossus, yeah.
Colossus, yeah.
It's interesting because that's pretty much what she does in the comic.
Ah, okay.
I actually have 2 of these, which might actually, one of them might end up going in the giveaway. So if you do want a J Scott Campbell, this one might come available.
Yeah, so a New York Comic Con exclusive,
yeah. All new X Factor. Again, another one I found at New York Comic Con, which I normally can't find. These are Domino issue 1, and these are the 4 covers that you can get for it. So there's Domino with all the tattoos and things. There's the Homage cover to Nick Fury, which is quite a nice one. You've got the one that almost looks like it should be in Expendables, which I think is really cool. And then there's the classic X-Force, which I think is really nice.
Yeah, cool.
Then this isn't X-Men, but it doesn't really lead on to the next 3 that I want to show. So this is my Black Widow issue 1. Again, another one I picked up at New York Comic Con for an absolute bargain because it is worth a hell of a lot of money. And I'm well happy with that one.
Cool.
And I've got these 3 bad boys, which are the linking in New York Comic Con, the Midtown Comic Con exclusives, issue 1s of the Marvel Nows. So you've got X-Men, all new X-Men, Avengers, and Uncanny X-Men. They all came out at the same time. And these are the 3. And they're interlocking covers. I've got them all around.
There you go, yeah.
So that's how they link in. Beautiful. I just think they're really nice. They're one of my favourite set 3.
It brings it together. That's awesome, yeah.
Also, I feel like that would be my favourite team-up of Avengers. That really would be my ideal Avengers team-up. To be honest. Hulk and Thor and Spider-Man. Yeah. Hell yeah. Give me that. I mean, another one which does link in with that, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy. Issue 1. Going back to the Marvel Now reboot.
Okay.
Whilst we're on Avengers, we'll do the next load of stuff. I do apologise if this video is going on too long. It's far too much to get through. So you got Secret Empire issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you might not have been able to see it because we went too quickly, but they do interlock and they kind of go 3 at the top, 3 in the middle, and 3 at the bottom. And then issue 10 doesn't really fit unless you take issue 1 out. Marvel Comics 1000.
Yep, so a recent one. I've got that one as well.
A-Force, with all the girlies on. The Avengers out playing in the snow. The Avengers issue 1 with Miles Morales and Jane Foster as Thor.
Ah, interesting.
This one's my favourite one of the two. I prefer the Miles Morales one.
Yeah.
To Spider-Man. Star, which is the more recent one, which we reviewed recently. Not a fan of that comic, to be perfectly honest. You might not be able to see this one. This is one of the first ever J Scott Campbell's I got from his website, and I refused to take it out of the film. It is Uncanny Avengers. It was the first time I'd seen him draw Deadpool, apart from the Deadpool Cable one.
Limited to 75 signed editions on the back, so
it's a rare one, that one.
Very rare.
I've got my Mighty Avengers with the girlies in their different outfits. So you've got She-Hulk dressed as Miss Marvel dressed as Captain America, Tigra dressed as Black Widow, which is pretty cool. The Mary Jane variants, which are pretty smart. So you've got the Avengers one where it's Tony Stark, then you've got the Captain America one, the Vision, and then Thor. These are pretty smart. I like these ones. These have got to be some of my favourite ones as well. The Stanley Homage covers. They came out a very long time ago, so it wasn't when, unfortunately, we lost Stan. But I like these. I think they're brilliant.
Yeah.
Really nice covers. Marvel's Legacy issue 1. I'm not going to get it out of this packet, but it has got a reverse artwork on the back as well as the front.
Oh, so it's a wraparound cover.
It is a wraparound cover, but I've never taken it out of his sleeve, so not going to show you that. All new Captain America. Captain America White with the Inhumans on the front. Civil War issue 1, but Civil War 2. Champions. The Champions. This one I think I got from Rich, I believe.
Yeah, it does ring a... That one does look familiar.
I've got the Mexican Comic Con exclusive of that one as well, which is really nice. I like the red and the black two-tone on that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Got Daredevil 612, which again took me a lifetime to find. Electro issue 1. I preferred he did 3 of Electro. This was the one I preferred of the 3. My Guardians of the Galaxy issue 4 with Gamora on the front. This I got signed at New York Comic Con. I love it. It's, again, very rare, quite hard to get hold of. My Ghost Rider issue 1 variant edition isn't signed by J Scott, but it's signed by the writer and the artist on the interior, which I'm not entirely sure.
Donny Cates, isn't it?
Donny Cates, and then Burnett. But yeah, that one's a glow in the dark as well.
That's cool.
I got my Rocket Raccoon issue 1. My Gamora issue 1.
Flying around like that.
Yeah, it's fine, mate. And that's got lots of sketches on it. Gwenpool Holiday Special. Invincible Iron Man showing Riri Williams, which I think he's done really quite well. This is the one he got some stick for. Riri Williams, because she's a teenager.
Oh, right, okay.
But I mean, I don't think it's that.
Yeah, well, that one's not too bad. I mean, yeah, he sort of.
Iron Fist with the monochrome kind of two inverted colours. I like that one. Secret Empire with Spider-Man, Stan and all the girls. I quite like that one. I think that's pretty smart.
Yeah, that's sweet.
You got Thor and Ultimate Thor. These are going back to some of his older stuff, which I think is really nice. And again, I still think there's an essence of Todd McFarlane in his old stuff. The Mighty Thor, where you got Thor handing over the hammer to Jane Foster, which I think is pretty cool.
Sweet.
Indestructible Hulk Special. Now this is when Hulk got kitted up with all the gear and stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah. That's again part of a wraparound set of 3, but I've only got the 1 because the other 2 are like hundreds of pounds. And I've not got round to getting them yet. War of the Realms. I think it's issue 1, possibly, of this. These are the 2 normal covers, which I really, really liked. But I had to. I mean, I couldn't not get the one with the helmets.
Yeah.
How could you not get the one with the helmets? I mean, that is a beautiful cover.
Mm-hmm.
So you got War of the Realms issue 1 with Hela on the front. New Warriors issue 1. I went for the black and white cover because it was cheaper than the coloured cover.
Mm-hmm.
I got Age of Ultron issue 1, which I think is brilliant. I like that one.
And that one is signed by Brian Michael Bendis.
It is indeed. So sticking with Marvel, because I ain't got to DC yet, I picked up Incoming. This is like a £70 book. I quite got this very well from Forbidden Planet, so I'm really happy with this one. And that again is a wraparound cover. I can show you that one because I can get that one out. So you've got that on the front, and then you got those bad boys on the back.
It was that an incentive one, was it?
Yeah, it is. I would say if you want this, but you don't want to pay the stupid money for it from Forbidden Planet or anybody, get the art of J Scott Campbell off his website because this is the cover for it.
Oh, cool.
Weapon H. That one's quite a nice one. Black Panther issue 2. Black Panther issue 5. This is when his sister was Black Panther. This is one of my favourite J Scott Campbells of all time. Like this, I think is a great comic. I think it's really, really nice. Mm-hmm. And they did teasers with this one where they put Storm's face where the Black Panther was, because it was a kind of who is going to be this female Black Panther. I like this one. It's a good comic.
Cool.
Captain Marvel issue 1. Very proud of this one as well. Very happy to have this one in my collection. Oh, oops. Smash it everywhere.
Is this the current run as well?
I think so, yeah. It's the first issue.
Yeah.
So I'll do my 2 CGCs. So I managed to pick these up at New York Comic Con. So I got Black Cat issue 1, signed by J Scott Campbell, but it's the Virgin cover. So that's the CGC. If you've never seen a CGC comic, this is what the bad boys look like. They're slabbed so you can't get to them.
Slabbed, yeah. Well, yeah.
It's probably a bit too reflective. You might not be able to see it that well. But
yeah.
This one is a homage to Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man issue 1. And it's Black Cat issue 1. And I really, really like this one. And I actually spoke to J Scott about this one at the lunch. And he was talking about how it was very, very hard to make the webbing look like yarn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I think is really interesting to hear that.
He's done a good job though.
It's absolutely excellent.
You can see the
you can see the phrase and things. It's a really, really nice comic, this one. I actually got to see the original of this one, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
Right, we'll go on to DC now. So he did a set of Batman comics. So that's the first one. If you hold that one, Rich.
Yep.
I think that one goes that way. Then I've got that one that side. So that's the good guys. So this is Batman issue, I want to say 50. This is the one where Batman was supposed to get married to Catwoman. So this one's quite a good one. And that's this side. And then if you pass me that one and I pass you those two that way.
That one.
That's it.
Oh, right. Oh, so it's like...
Yeah. Really, really nicely done. Like the villains on one side, Batman and the good guys on the other.
Oh, sweet.
So I like that one. Mm-hmm. That's one of the nicer ones that he's done. Batman 563, where he's done the Joker. I think this is one of the first times he did the Joker.
Okay.
As an artist.
I need to check that out.
Now I have never cracked this bad boy open, but he did do a Harley Quinn. But I have no idea if it's actually in that. If it's in there. I don't know how you tell. So if anyone knows how I could tell if this is a J Scott Campbell Harley Quinn in here, that would be amazing because I don't want to open it. I feel like it would lose a bit of value, but I don't know. I'm probably wrong. He did Spawn issue 301. This is the Virgin cover. I went for the Virgin cover on this one because I really like the ghostly characters that he drew. He did issue 300, and now this is one of my holy grails in my collection. This is signed by Todd McFarlane as well as J Scott Campbell, and I really wish I could get this one CGC'd, but they don't really CGC unless they've witnessed the signatures, and Todd didn't have anyone there at the time. I want to just talk about the interior art that J Scott did for issue 300. It is the first time he's done interior art since Gen 13, I believe, and it's just amazing. I mean, look at that splash page. It's got all the villains on it. It's lovely, I think. I think it's great, to be honest. I mean, what more could you want from J Scott Campbell? Apart from, maybe a female spawn. I don't know. Anyway, so getting to the end of it now, hopefully. I'm just going to show you my biggest holy grail of my J Scott Campbells, and that is my Amazing Spider-Man issue 14 that's been remarketed by J Scott Campbell, and that was amazing to watch him do.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I was there to witness it.
So again, I
Don't know how reflective this could be.
Yeah. Don't know what's going to look best, but yeah, hopefully you got a glimpse of that, obviously, on this side.
Hopefully.
Physically.
If not, I can take a picture of it and we can pop it superimposed
we'll pop it on Instagram or pop it on the...
I've got my Red Sonja and Sheena, but these two I've never read and never picked up. And then I think I just picked them up because they were J Scott Campbell's. They're not my normal go-to J Scott Campbell's. I tend to go for the Marvel stuff, as you can see, because it's taken us nearly an hour to go through them. Got Walking Dead, which is quite a nice issue of Michonne. I've gone for the Virgin one on that one. Thundercats from Wildstorm, issue 0. Lovely 80s cover, I think it's brilliant. Back to the Future.
Oh, cool.
Now, this was my first introduction to J Scott Campbell was G.I. Joe versus Transformers, issue 1. And I had no idea I was going to love his artwork, but that was the book that I got. The first ever one I had, the J Scott Campbell's artwork on it.
Oh, there you go. Bought
God
totally
knows.
Off the...
Well, I got the series. I was collecting the
okay.
Dreamwave Transformer comics, because Transformers are my jam. I love Transformers.
Yeah.
I bought the Dreamwave comics, and then they did the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. I'm not sure. Is it Image that have done it? Image have done
Image,
it.
yeah.
And then J Scott did the cover for this. He also did a... I think it's Shockwave versus Megatron in a kind of a battle in a calendar. If you have that calendar, I would be willing to buy it, because I can't get it from anyone or anywhere.
Wow.
So, but anyway, so here's my surprises for Rich that Rich probably doesn't know even exist. So there's a Star Wars J Scott Campbell issue 1.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So that's obviously from the
previous series that you're about to start reading.
Yeah, that's what we're reading.
Darth Vader issue 1.
Yeah, these are awesome. Actually.
J Scott Campbell.
See, I would never know that that's J Scott Campbell apart from his signature down there either.
And then Princess Leia issue 1. Now, if you like to take a note, that each one has slightly got homage to the other one. So this one is referencing this one, and this one is also referencing the top one. If you see in the droids.
Cool.
Now I'm going to try and send Rich back in time slightly. Oh no, I'll do this one first. So you've also got Star Wars issue 1 with the bounty hunters on it, which I think is great. I love the way he's done cool. Boba Fett. I think it's brilliant. And that is the Cargo Hold exclusive. I don't know if Cargo Hold is still going, but this was a brilliant comic. I love this one.
Yeah, not familiar with that.
So let me take you back then, Rich, back to the summer of 1995. Did you ever get the Star Wars Galaxy comic magazine?
Nah.
Wow.
I didn't collect comics. So.
J Scott Campbell did the cover for the Star Wars Galaxy magazine.
That's cool.
But you can see, this is how he started. This is where right back in the day when he first started. You can just see how he's developed. This, to me, looks very Todd McFarlane. But he's obviously developed since then. And he's excellent.
How bonkers is that? So where did you find this
1995. I didn't. A very lovely friend of mine called Sid Beckett found this one for me. In a pound bin.
Wow.
So it's one of my prized collection because, I mean, I don't know if he ever did anything else but this. I know he did Nintendo comic where he did a cover for Nintendo. They loved it. So that was a nice thing that he did. Anyway, there you go. So that's how my J Scott Campbell collection looks. That's how I or I've got into J Scott Campbell. And you've seen my Holy Grails.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm guessing I'll probably do a Todd McFarlane video because he was my inspiration to become an artist. As I think same as J Scott, really. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I mean, I hope I haven't bored you to tears with my collection, and I hope it's been informative and you've seen some stuff that you like. If you have, please leave a like. If you have found it boring and not at all engaging, or you've not enjoyed it, please leave us a comment, and then we probably won't do one of these again.
But Tom will cry into his coffee forever.
And if you don't like J Scott Campbell, don't bother.
Yeah.
no, please. Yeah. Let us know. Any thoughts?
I think it's
positive, negative, doesn't
rest
matter.
assured, Tom just loves this collection, so he's just being protective over it. So that's what it is. So Tom loves his collection. Obviously, big fan of J Scott Campbell. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed that. It's it's a pretty impressive collection. So fair play. And I'm sure J Scott Campbell's going to feature in the future for our with Tom and his collecting, and we'll keep you updated. If you want to know J Scott Campbell collecting news, probably follow us along as well.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it, guys. So obviously subscribe, and as Tom says, obviously like and comment and all the rest of it.
Hit the dingly bell if you want any notifications of any of the future
Tom's
videos we do.
Bell. And thanks ever so much. Take care.
And see ya!